It stretches endlessly in both directions, floors upon floors, corridors that never end. Every room is occupied. No vacancy signs glow softly in every hallway. It's fully booked, infinite guests, infinite rooms. And yet, a new traveler arrives at the front desk. She looks around, tired from her journey, and says simply, "Do you have a room available?" The receptionist smiles, not with regret, but with curiosity. "Yes," they say, "we always have space." Then, with a quiet announcement over the intercom, the impossible begins. "To make room for our new guest, please all move to the room number 1 higher than your current one. Room 1 moves to room 2, room 2 moves to room 3, and so on. Forever." By the time the ripple reaches infinity, which it never really does, room 1 is free. And just like that, there's space. This is Hilbert's Hotel, a thought experiment created by mathematician David Hilbert to help us wrap our minds around one of the most mind-bending concepts ever conceived, infinity. But not just any infinity, an infinity that can expand even when it's already full. Now imagine this isn't just a hotel. Imagine this is the universe itself, vast, boundless, perhaps even infinite. And if it truly is, then somewhere out there beyond what we can see or touch, there might be another version of you, living a life where you made different choices, where you stayed instead of left, where you said yes instead of no. Or maybe even a version of you who never existed at all. In an infinite cosmos, all possibilities are not only possible, they're inevitable. So what does that mean for you right now? Are you just one room in an endless corridor of selves? Is your identity unique? Or just one echo among countless others? Pause for a moment. Let that idea settle in. Because if infinity is real, then nothing is ever truly lost. Everything just shifts down a room, and we'll meet again in the next one. Transition to next segment. If infinity can stretch endlessly in space and time, then surely we're not alone. Not just in this universe, but in the multiverse of possibilities. But if that's true, why haven't we heard from anyone else? Let's explore that mystery next. Stars scattered like dust across velvet darkness, each one a sun, many older than our own. Some surrounded by planets we've only just begun to discover. In the observable universe alone, there are over 100 billion galaxies, each with billions of stars and likely trillions of planets. Statistically speaking, Earth shouldn't be unique. Somewhere out there, life should have sparked into existence long before us. Intelligent life. Civilizations that might have built cities on moons, harnessed the power of stars, or even sent messages across the void. And yet, there is only silence. No signal. No sign. No visitation. Just the endless dark, watching back. This is the question at the heart of the Fermi paradox. Where is everybody? Named after physicist Enrico Fermi, this paradox points to a deep contradiction between what we expect from probability and what we observe in reality. Given how many planets exist and how old some star systems are, we should have already heard from someone else. So why haven't we? We've spent decades listening, through radio telescopes, through projects like SETI, scanning the skies for signs of intelligence. But all we hear is cosmic wind, distant pulsars, and the quiet hum of an empty universe. That silence is unsettling, because it suggests something profound about life and perhaps about us. There are many theories trying to explain the paradox. One of the most haunting is the great filter, the idea that life may begin often, but something prevents it from reaching the stars. Maybe that filter lies behind us. Perhaps the origin of life itself is rare, or worse. Maybe the filter lies ahead. Maybe intelligent civilizations reach a certain point, technological advancement, planetary dominance, and then collapse. War, climate, AI, resource depletion. Could we be standing on the edge of a universal trapdoor, unaware that we're about to fall? Or perhaps we're not alone at all, but simply being observed from afar. The zoo hypothesis suggests that advanced alien species may know we're here, but choose not to interfere. Like researchers watching animals in the wild, they keep their distance, waiting for us to evolve or awaken, or maybe they tried to reach out once when no one was ready to listen. Take a breath. Think about it. What if we are truly the first? Or worse, what if we are the last echo of a dying trend? Either way, the weight of it all falls on us now. Because if we are alone, then we carry the torch of consciousness for more than just ourselves. We carry it for the universe itself. Transition to next segment. If the cosmos feels eerily silent, maybe it's because reality isn't as solid as we think. Or perhaps it only exists when someone is looking. Let's step deeper into the unknown, where observation shapes the world around us. Next, we explore a mystery hidden within the fabric of existence itself. Close your eyes, now open them. What do you see? The world appears solid, real. Tables, walls, stars, skin, breath. But what if that reality only exists because you're looking at it? What if the universe is not just something out there, waiting to be discovered, but something shaped by the act of observation itself? This is the strange and unsettling idea behind the observer effect, one of the most mind-bending discoveries in quantum physics. Let's take a moment to imagine the smallest level of reality, the quantum realm. Here, particles like electrons don't behave the way we expect. They don't have fixed positions or clear paths. Instead, they exist as probabilities, possibilities floating in a kind of invisible fog, until someone looks. In the famous double-slit experiment, scientists shot tiny particles through two slits in a barrier. When unobserved, the particles behaved like waves, creating an interference pattern on the other side, as if they passed through both slits at once. But when they placed a detector to observe which slit each particle went through, everything changed. Suddenly, the particles acted like individual objects, choosing one path instead of existing in multiple states. It was as if the act of watching forced reality to choose. Now pause here, and let that sink in. Could it be that nothing becomes real until it is observed? Some interpretations of quantum mechanics suggest exactly that. In the Copenhagen interpretation, the most widely taught view, particles don't settle into definite states until measured. Before that, they exist in what's called a superposition, a blur of possibilities, and some even go further. The many worlds interpretation says that every possible outcome happens, just in different branches of reality. So when you look, you simply find yourself in one version of the story. Reality isn't chosen, it splits. So where does that leave us? Are we just observers or are we co-creators? If reality depends on perception, then what was here before life began? What was here before consciousness? Did the universe wait, suspended in possibility, until someone opened their eyes? Take a deep breath. Feel the weight of this mystery. Maybe the world isn't outside of you. Maybe it only comes alive because you're here to witness it. Close your eyes again. Now imagine time as you know it. Past, present, future. You feel yourself moving through it. You remember yesterday. You anticipate tomorrow. Right now feels real. But what about the moment just before this one? Or the one after? What if time isn't flowing at all? What if everything, every second, every breath, every life, already exists? This is the idea behind eternalism, a view of time that challenges everything we feel and believe. According to this theory, time is not something that moves forward like a river. Instead, it's more like a frozen landscape, stretching from the Big Bang to the farthest reaches of the future. Every moment, your birth, your first kiss, your last goodbye, is eternally present somewhere in that timeline. We only experience one point at a time because of how our consciousness moves through it, like reading one page of a book at a time, even though the whole story has already been written. This idea comes from Einstein's theory of relativity, which showed that time isn't universal. It stretches and bends depending on speed and gravity, and from that came a shocking realization. In physics, there's no preferred now. There's no scientific reason why this moment should be more real than any other. So maybe they're all real. Maybe your childhood is still happening somewhere. Maybe your future is already set, waiting for you to arrive. Pause here. Think about that person you miss. They may be gone from your present, but in the vast stretch of time they are still alive, still laughing, still breathing, in their own place, in their own moment. But then, what does that mean for free will? If the future already exists, do we truly choose our path, or simply walk it? Take a deep breath. Let that question echo in your mind, because if time is an illusion, then perhaps so is choice. And that brings us to the final paradox of our journey. Close your eyes again. Now imagine time as you know it. Past, present, future. You feel yourself moving through it. You remember yesterday. You anticipate tomorrow. Right now feels real. But what about the moment just before this one? Or the one after? What if time isn't flowing at all? What if everything, every second, every breath, every life, already exists? This is the idea behind eternalism, a view of time that challenges everything we feel and believe. According to this theory, time is not something that moves forward like a river. Instead, it's more like a frozen landscape, stretching from the Big Bang to the farthest reaches of the future. Every moment, your birth, your first kiss, your last goodbye, is eternally present somewhere in that timeline. We only experience one point at a time because of how our consciousness moves through it, like reading one page of a book at a time. Even though the whole story has already been written, this idea comes from Einstein's theory of relativity, which showed that time isn't universal. It stretches and bends depending on speed and gravity. And from that came a shocking realization. In physics, there's no preferred now. There's no scientific reason why this moment should be more real than any other. So maybe they're all real. Maybe your childhood is still happening somewhere. You believe you are making choices. Right now, you chose to keep listening. Earlier, you chose what to eat, who to talk to, whether to stay up a little later or fall asleep to this voice. But what if those weren't really choices at all? What if every decision was already decided, long before you were born? This is the paradox of free will, one of the oldest and most haunting questions in philosophy, science, and even theology. We feel free. We feel responsible. We praise, punish, and celebrate based on the idea that we control our own actions. But when we look closer, the cracks begin to show. Neuroscience tells us that brain activity often predicts a decision before we're even consciously aware of making it. Philosophy suggests that if everything has a cause, from the Big Bang onward, then every action you take is simply the result of events stretching back to the beginning of time. Even in a universe governed by randomness, like quantum physics describes, true freedom doesn't emerge. It only replaces determinism with chance. So where does that leave you? Are you the driver of your life, or just a passenger watching the scenery go by? Pause here. Think about the last big choice you made. Was it truly yours, or was it the inevitable outcome of genetics, upbringing, environment, and unconscious processes you never asked for? And yet, despite all this, we still feel free. That's the paradox. The mind says one thing, the heart believes another, and somewhere between them lies the mystery of being human. Because even if our choices are shaped by forces beyond our control, we still live them, still feel them, still grow from them. Maybe that's enough. Maybe meaning isn't found in whether we have control, but in how deeply we experience each moment. Take a slow breath. Let these ideas settle into the quiet corners of your mind. Because while we may never know the full truth about infinity, alien silence, reality, time, or free will, we are here now, and that perhaps is the greatest mystery of all. Final reflection and closing. You've traveled through 5 paradoxes tonight. Each one a door into the unknown. They may haunt your dreams, or they may comfort you, reminding you how vast and strange this existence truly is. Thank you for walking through these corridors of thought with me. Now, let your mind drift, let your thoughts soften, and wherever you are in the infinite hotel of selves, sleep well and dream deeply.